This guy played us. He put paper towels on this.
So we are with this Transit Connect, and as you can already tell, there's been some funny business going on here with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and let the owner, in his own words, in his own footage, share what's going on here.
When I first bought this truck, I bought it with 0 lights. And I got it from this guy that looked like he was, man, there was no red flags. But look at what we're finding here now. Show us, bro. What are you about to take out from the, wow.
This is straight up villainy.
That is crazy. Man, listen, that is crazy. That's crazy.
You gotta go shot?
Wow.
See.
In your years of mechanic work, have you seen this before?
Not to this extent.
That is fucking malicious.
What I normally see is they pull out the bulbs, they put a piece of tape, they kind of wishy-washy things.
So just in case you didn't understand what's going on here, what happened was they went ahead and plugged up the little holes where the LEDs to those ABS lights go. And they also put some black electrical tape over it, so there was no kind of light going through the instrument cluster. Therefore, he never noticed that those lights were even supposed to be on. So as you can see here, these lights are supposed to come on, and shortly thereafter they're supposed to come off if there is no problem. Obviously here there's a problem, so the lights are going to be staying on. And as you can see here, there's a U3000 code, which is a ABS control module code. So this baby is going to need a new ABS module, which we already got, and we're going to go ahead and replace for him to get him back on the road. So to get this repair underway, let's go ahead and start by removing all of the intake. I'm going to remove the intake tube, disconnect the mass airflow sensor, and remove the filter and the box here at the bottom that you see. That's going to give us access to the battery, which also has to be removed in order to reach the ABS module that's all the way in the back towards right up against the firewall on the driver's side. It's really not in an easily accessible location, so just bear with me and we'll go ahead and take care of this. And there we see the ABS module towards the back there up against the firewall next to the brake booster. So here I'm going to go ahead and lay down the replacement ABS module temporarily and connect it, and I'm going to go ahead and explain why I'm going to do that here in just a second. Okay, so we are inside the car. We have rescanned the ABS module. Now what I like to do is I like to go ahead and before I disconnect anything, I want to go ahead and connect the replacement ABS module. I want to make sure that U3000 code goes away, because I have had in the past where I get a replacement one from a salvage yard and it has the same problem. So I don't want to go through all that trouble and then have to do it again. So I go ahead and pre-hook up the ABS module, scan it, and make sure that 3000 code went away, which it did. You no longer see it. Now you are gonna see these lateral acceleration and whatnot, blah blah blah, blue blue blue. That's totally expected. That just requires calibration and programming afterwards. Mostly calibration. As you can see, already 2 of the 3 lights have gone away. That's a good sign. So we're on the right track. I have the car on a maintainer right now because the battery's out. So we have the maintainer hooked up here, hooked up to a ground point, and you can see where I have the module just laying there. There's the original one. We're gonna pull that one out, replace it with this one, and we're gonna go ahead and call it a day, and then we'll have to bleed everything, program, and that should be it for there. So let's go ahead and go to our next phase, which is actually going ahead and swapping out this unit. So I'm not gonna go ahead and sugarcoat this. This job is quite a bear. It is in a very, very tight and uncomfortable spot. You got these brake lines all over the place. They're gonna be 11 and 13 millimeter. I'm gonna use a flare wrench to loosen them up, and you have to loosen them up systematically because one kind of obstructs the other. So what I like to do is I like to kind of try to crack them all loose first, if possible. If not, I'll work my way from the left to the right. So you're gonna have two 13s up top with two 11s. So I'm gonna start with that 13 right there, and then I'm gonna start working myself to the right, and then the two that come in through the front, those are 11 millimeters. So those normally aren't a big deal, but that furthest corner one can be a little challenging because it's kind of in a tight spot. And then there's gonna be a T25, 27, I think, Torx on the bottom that's gonna support the bracket, or I should say secure the bracket. Once that one comes off, which is normally not a big deal, it comes right off, then we have to slide it off of its pins there, and then kind of wiggle it and shift it away from those lines without bending the lines, and then get the unit out of there. And just as hard as it is coming out, it's even harder putting it back in, because those lines, they are a bear to get back in there sometimes, especially if they bend ever so slightly, because you gotta make sure they do not get cross-threaded, and you gotta make sure they go in there nice and tight. So that becomes a challenge. This first line all the way to the right that I'm touching here, that bad boy took me over 30 minutes, just that one line, to finally line up and get the threads on right, because you can't force it, because if you cross thread them, you're fixing to have a bad day. So that's really what took me so long on that first line there. The rest of them kind of just fell into place. The thinner lines, the 12 millimeter ones, are not so bad because you can kind of bend them back if you need to. But those thicker 13 millimeter ones, they're harder, so it's more of a pain to get in there. And now that I'm thinking about it, I've gotten a lot of criticism and negative comments that I talk too much, or I drag out the video too long, or whatever the case may be. And I get it, that may be true. I get it. I'm not the best editor in the world. I am improving every day, but I'm not the best. But I am the director of my channel, and as a director, I like to show how difficult it is to be a modern day automotive technician. I'm not talking about a weekend warrior. I'm not talking about, oh, I do my oil changes and I do my brakes. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the professional, everyday, make a living, feed your family automotive technician that has to beat up their knuckles and their hands and their back in jobs such as this right here, that you got to crawl up underneath the dash, not the dash, but the cowl to get to a part. That's what I want to show. Part of this channel is to show how difficult it is to do these repairs sometimes. And if you're not interested in that, that's okay. That's fine. Hit the fast forward button, dude, and keep on moving. See what you want to see, and I hope it helps. And keep on moving. Stop being a pansy. And when I beat up my knuckles and my fingers and my lower back and everything, and you come up with all that nonsense, I have a few choice words that I would like to use, but being a God-fearing Christian, I cannot say it. So I'll leave it at that. If you do appreciate this video and any other video that I've posted and it helps you out, I thank you so much for your support. I ask that you please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification and check out another video in the channel. It helps me out a lot. I really do appreciate all those who actually enjoy the content. And thank you.
Alright, so we are back. We finally got that stupid module in there, and we got some brake fluid level low messages, which is okay. Now what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and calibrate these two sensors and see if all of that goes away. So we're going to go here to programming. Now I don't see a code that I normally see, which is a U3000. That's a good thing. I hope that's not going to give us an issue. We'll find out here shortly. Because if it is, then we'll have to use a different program to finish the programming here. Okay, we'll turn it off. Turn it back on. We're gonna exit. So we see that all our ABS stuff is off except for the brake, but that's because I'm low on fluid. So that's to be expected. Let's go to our ABS module. Okay, we're gonna read codes. No codes detected. Okay, so that is good. Actually, this one went pretty smooth, this part of it anyways. The actual install was a freaking pain, but we got it done. There's no more ABS and traction control. Again, this light is on because we are low on brake fluid, so we're gonna top that off. I still have to bleed the brakes, so we're not done yet. I still have to bleed the brakes, top it off, you know, and put everything back together. But I'm gonna see if he wants to do some other stuff here now that I'm here. So we're gonna get back to this ABS portion of it when I'm done with that. All right, so here we are. This bad boy's already fixed, ready to go. We went ahead and bled all the brakes, verified, test drove, everything is perfect. Now what's supposed to happen is when you turn the ignition on, engine off, all the lights come on, as you can see there, and then they come right off, as you can see there. You know, everything is good. We can go ahead and check for codes here in the ABS module. Just take a gander here. There you have it. And they are not detected. So this bad boy is fixed. We changed the ABS module. That's what's supposed to happen. We turn it off, turn it back on, as you can see one more time. Beautiful. And that's all she wrote. So this bad boy is ready to hit the road. Again, he wanted to do a couple more things here, so we went ahead and did all the motor mounts, transmission mount, torque mount. So everything's good to go. As you can see, it's no longer collapsed here as the other one was. So we're good there. We are done. Again, special thanks to Master GoTech. Y'all check him out, give him some love. And he's on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Special thanks to him for allowing me to help him out with this. And if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the notification. Check out another video here while you're at it. Why not? That'll help me out a lot. And until next time, we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now.